All right, welcome. It's another beautiful day here on Talk TV Media Network. I control is the Sam Gadu and the co-host Joe Bimba on the other end. We have uh, our man back there for our listening audience. Those of you who are with us today, welcome to the show. We want to welcome you today. It's a beautiful day uh, in the United States and also here in Liberia. So we would love to welcome our fantastic viewers and listeners around the globe. Wherever you are, we have a beautiful topic coming up today for those of you Liberians coming home. But before we delve into that, let me get my comrade on board. Welcome, Mr. Bimba. How are
Yeah,
you?
how you doing? All right. My co-host having some problem there. Today we should be looking at Liberian in the diaspora that are going home, the Bi-Centennial program. Um, and the host, the chief host, he's having some internet problems over there. And so we um going to okay, he's back on. He's trying to get back on. All right, here you go. Are you there, Mr. Gado?
Yeah. You know what it looks like when you're in Liberia. So this is how it's gonna go, gentlemen. I'm gonna highly depend on you guys. Computer just went blank, completely like blank. But
Wow.
yeah, we here and to our listeners, we're gonna try to bring you the show, the year of the diaspora. Liberians are coming home, as you heard in a song by one of our finest musicians, Tecumseh. Liberians are coming home, and we want to talk about the Bicentennial program today. And we have our guest will be joining us to tell us about the happenings as the days draws near in Liberia. Here about the celebration. 200 years of Liberia freedom. What do you think, man? What do you think about that? 200 years Liberian freedom. Joel, are you there? Joel, can you hear me?
All right.
Can you hear me? Did you hear me? I said 200 years of freedom in Liberia. Bicentennial. What's your makeup? What's your thought about it?
Um, it's interesting. We've evolved as a country. There's a lot of gains we've made over the years. Um, at the same time, we also have to be able to look at the other side of it. But I think we made a lot of gains as a country. And so we have to appreciate it. We need to look back, reflect on our 200 years, and then be able to look at what's the way forward. It's not just celebrating the 200 years. We need to ask ourselves the deeper questions. One, where are we from? Are we really where we need to be as a country? And then we have to look at that in the context of other African countries and whether or not we are where we need to be. And if we are not where we need to be, where are we going? But I
Mhm.
think we need to celebrate it.
So you really do think it is worth celebrating? This is something all of us as Liberians need to cherish. Years of good times, years of bad times, in the mix of everything, uh, regardless of what life has to bring for Mama Liberia, we should celebrate and be happy, um, especially for Liberians in the diaspora worldwide.
Yes.
So what
Yes.
do you make up looking at the entire programming and the awareness that is being created. When our team come up, we'll be able to get a lot of information from them. But the awareness, because this is not a small task. This is a big task to be able to rally around the planning and all of that stuff to be able to bring it to fruition. Um, it's something that we have to be cognizant of when it comes to planning. A very hardworking team that has gone all out of their way. Uh, I've talked to them; they will be joining us uh, very soon. But what do you make up when it comes to this kind of planning, this kind of
I think
programs that has to
it's
include the general population?
I think it's something that we measure the planning after we want to see how far they go with all the activities they are doing. But I know it requires a lot of resources, and it is not an easy thing getting the resources to organize such a major event. All right, and from what I know that this event is not just all about having an event, but I think it's also about attracting attention from people around the world, especially our major
Right.
ally, the United States of America. You want to attract their attention to see so that some Americans will be able to know, okay, we have an ally, and this is the history we have with Liberia.
That's the history we have for Liberians. And I'm not going to delay here. I'm having serious connectivity here as well from my end, but I'm going to bring Dr. Kula in, Clarice. I see her in the background. She will be joining us and giving us history about all of this. Let me just bring her in right away. Um, there you are.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm blessed. I'm very blessed. How about you?
Very blessed as well. Thank you for coming. We do
No
not take this for
problem.
granted, Dr. Kula.
Yeah.
Uh, UNT, welcome to the show. I Talk TV
Thank
Media
you.
Network.
Look, I'm laughing because I've been sitting in your waiting area, completely forgot you're supposed to click on to join. I've been on here since 5:55. And then I was like, well, where are these guys? And I kept looking at the time. And then I was like, wait a minute. And then I remembered I'm supposed to click in. Oh, sorry. Yes. Hmm.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Where are we with the entire planning? And tell
Woo.
our audience out there, who is Dr. Clarice Ford Kula?
Mm. I am, first and foremost, I'm a child of God. I am a mother of two. I have a set of twins. I have two wonderful nieces that are like my kids. Um, I am a wife. An educator. I'm a college professor. But I teach dance. I teach a lot of things. So I teach more about educating people. Um, I love history. History is actually my thing. I love history. Of course, I love the Bible. I love reading the stories in the Bible. I love everything that has to do with the times of old, you know. So, uh, and I like to give back to my community. I'm a philanthropist. I do a lot of work in different communities where I help children. I help older people. So those things are my love and passion. And I make sure that I do them with great joy, pretty much.
Well, thank you, thank
Mhm.
you. Could
You're
you
welcome.
adjust? I don't know if the problem is from my end, but could you adjust your mic a little bit when you talk? Because it seems like you were a little bit far away from it. So,
Oh, okay. How about now?
yeah, our listeners will be
Okay.
able to hear
Well,
you.
let's. All right.
Yeah, whole lot better. Thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
Great.
The 200 years of Liberia celebrating, man. Liberians are coming home to reunite, to relocate,
Yes.
and rebuild the country.
Hmm.
And you being and your team has been behind the scene for all of this planning, whatever's been happening.
Hmm.
Tell our audience, tell us, uh, what is this Bi-Centennial? 200
All
years. Educate
right. So we're
the
celebrating
population.
200 years, 200 years of freedom, 200 years of so many things. So, as you well know, the formerly enslaved people that were here so many years ago in these United States that were treated terribly. when an opportunity came for them to go back to the coast of West Africa, some of them took it, right? Not everybody went, but some did. And so 200 years, we celebrate that movement of when they decided to go, because it's not an easy feat, even though they were brought here as slaves. Think about it. You've now lived here for so many years. Your children were born here. You know, your ancestors have now created space here for you guys. And all of a sudden, you are going to get on a boat and go to a place that you have not been in your entire life. You know what I'm saying? That's no easy feat. So we want to celebrate that. We also want to celebrate our brothers and sisters that were already on the ground. So we started at that 200-year point. What were they doing before these settlers came? You know what I mean? We want to look at 200 years of that Liberia. So that is what we will be celebrating. We'll also be celebrating the idea of us reuniting, because let's be honest, people left Liberia during the time of the coup d'etat back in the 80s. People left Liberia during the Civil War. Some people left Liberia during Ebola. People left Liberia at different stages. And some people have not been back. I've spoken to people who said, Dr. Kula, I've not been to Liberia in 50 years. And you want to just pack up and go? I said, yeah, we're going to go because we're going to help to rebuild the country. There are people who have not been back in 60 years, believe it or not. These people came in their 20s and now they're in their 80s. That is wild, you know? And so we want to bring people back, we want to reunite, okay? Get our people back together, because in 2022, we will be celebrating the Bi-Centennial, because it is believed, it is known that is when the people begin to move into Liberia. In December of 1821, the land was purchased at Providence Island and in that surrounding area in 1821, right? But that was in December. The people begin to move onto the land in January around the 7th. They begin coming. So purchasing the land was a prelude to coming. So the year of the Diaspora is a prelude to our Bi-Centennial, which will be celebrated all of next year. So we're doing this now in December, and we're going to filter into January and then all the way into next December, where we're having the full year of just big time celebration, loving on each other, loving on Liberia, bringing investors to the country, because it's all about showcasing Liberia as well. We will reunite, but in order for us to rebuild that country, we need to have resources. So those of us who have come out, we've learned so many things from different countries, from different people. Now let's bring back all those resources into the country, right? This December, let's bless people. We've all been cooped up in our houses during COVID-19. Now we have a little bit of freedom. We start traveling. We want to go to Bahamas. We want to go to, Hawaii. I'm not saying anything wrong with that, because some of us have done it. But let's get back to our own country. Liberia has just as much to offer as any island that I've been to. They have just as much to offer as a lot of countries that I've been to. We just need to tap into that. Liberia is beautiful. I've seen some places recently I didn't even know existed in Liberia. So why sit here and waste our time or go to other people's country and give them our monies when we can go home and do that same thing? I'm just saying. Any thoughts on that?
That is, you can tell, I can literally tell you are a teacher, you are a historian. Joel, let me let you pick up from there before I come.
Dr. Kula, it's a pleasure meeting you and seeing you here. I've been watching. Sometimes I, watch the different platform, and we are happy to have you here today.
Thank you.
Just to get some few questions going. Now, what is the level of support are you getting from the guys on the ground in terms of planning for this kind of activity? Because we are looking at it's a big event, and so what is the level of support you are getting from the guys on the ground when it comes to planning this particular program?
I mean, in the beginning of anything, there's always a struggle. You have to figure things out, who you want to work with, and all that good stuff. Luckily for us, well, it was a blessing. We had a really good team that we put together. So Hester Baker is on ground. She's a part of our team. May Ewer is on ground. She's also a part of our team. We've got Henry Treku in England. Lena Marshall is also in England. We've been working with AFLAC now in there from the entire European nation. We've got a few people in Canada. So in talking with all of these people, they have people that they know. So we were able to get people that really just came on board and said, how can we help? Right? In the beginning, of course, we were doing everything by ourselves, but now we've gotten a lot of attraction. So a lot of people are willing to help, even printing some of the banners, some of the billboards that we're trying to put out. People have come up and said, in the last hour, a lot of people have come up and said, we can do this, I can do that, yada, yada, yada. And we've got some young people. I love working with the youth. And I think sometimes when we're planning activities like this one, we always do it ourselves as the adults, or the older people. What about the young folks? They bring a lot to the table. They know what they're looking for. They know what they want. And in doing this event, we're looking at investments. We're looking at things that are going to make Liberia better. But better for who? We're older now. These kids are going to benefit from what we're doing right now. So we were able to get a lot of them on board, and they're really working. There are a couple of people, Ms. Nolden, Leanne Nolden, she's a young girl. She's helping with the Heritage Ball. Her sister is Alita. She's also helping. She's helping with, ticket sales or whatever we need. Recently, we've got a couple of young bloggers that are willing and able to do things. So it's the idea of coming together of a people, not just looking at people that are my age or people who are older than me, but looking at people who are younger, but bring something to the table. And I'm very, very excited about that. Just
Okay. Now, another question is, I know that the whole issue of this activity has a very strong connection with the United States. Have you been able to get a hold of some of the different African Congress people and whatever to be able to provide and support or gather and support for this kind of program? Because it has some connection with the U.S.
Oh, yeah. So the government we're underneath the umbrella of the government initiative, which is, end of return celebrating 200 years. And underneath that umbrella, because of government, we will have a lot of those people coming in February. We do have some that are coming with us. We've got some representatives coming with us. Of course, we got a few Hollywood people coming with us. We try to not stick in one group, so we moved around a little bit. So a little bit of government people from here, a little bit of actors and people of that nature from here as well that are coming with us. But for the most part, February being Black History Month, most of those people we have mobilized for February, not necessarily for December. I was looking at December more of a reunion of Liberians, African Americans, and different people just put together, learning about each other, learning our culture, getting back what we've lost, with having Caribbeans come back, all these different people. And then, of course, going forward, we start looking at bringing Congress people and all of them. So we do have quite a few of them coming. But even the National Black Caucus is coming. I think we may have 1 or 2 caucus members on this trip. Yeah.
But let me come in a little bit with just to follow up with that. The involvement for such a planning, such an event, is not an easy thing to do. And honestly, my hat's off to you and the team.
Yeah.
But looking at the government, the Liberian government, the leader, President George Weah, where is he on this? The support, being able to help you guys move up fast and stuff. Where is the government?
Well, we started off a little slow, to be honest, but in the last couple of months here, the government has actually come on board. They have stepped up and they're helping us. I will be very honest. So a lot of our guests that are coming, they're going to host some of them, making sure that they're safe, making sure that they're secure, helping us mobilize them around town, those kinds of things. They're going to attend some of the events. They just did a press conference. I don't know if you guys saw that. We had an opportunity to meet with Minister Rennie, Minister McGill, and Mayor Koji when they were here, I think a few months back. And so at that meeting, because the government is already launching this big thing that the president wants to do, so we were all thinking of how do we mesh these ideas together so that we are underneath one umbrella. And so we were able to do that. And so now we are actually working with the government to ensure that there's safety in the country for people that are coming, to ensure that the events go off without any hitches, and for our prominent people that we're bringing to the country that they will get the preparation. So they've come in that regard, and they brought some historians on board, which is very, very good, over at, I think, from the University of Liberia. So Dr. Bill Allen is one of them. He is really, really good. So they've come on board to really just help with the history piece. And they've had a series of meetings, a series of different things that is really geared toward making sure that the events in December are successful. So we have now become the prelude to the Bi-Centennial. And to be honest, you need a prelude because the things that happen in December is going to drive what's going on in February. Because people
Right.
who are coming in December will come back and tell their friends. And we're not just bringing Liberians, we bring a lot of African Americans, a lot of Caribbeans as well. We've got people from Jamaica coming. We've got, everywhere they're coming. Those people now come back and they're going to talk about it. Michael Blackson, who is a Ghanaian Liberian, he's going to be there. He's going to come back and tell his following because, he's a comedian. You've got John Amos who's coming. He's going to come back and he's prepared to tell the whole world because, he loves Liberia. So we're bringing a lot of different people. Dr. Arikana, she's coming. And, she's the investment guru. Right now, she's in Ghana with the expo that they're doing for Wakanda One, the city, Diaspora city that they're building in Ghana. And so from there, she'll transition over to Liberia. And she brings a lot to the table. So we want to glean from what she has to say. And so, like I said, initially, the government was not there, but now they've come on board. Because once they understood what we're trying to do, is we were able to create a partnership to see how best we can work together to make sure that everything goes according to plan. So that's where we are now.
Great. Now, another question is one of the pieces I see that you are there is the issue
the anticipation is very high from what I'm hearing from you.
Huh? Are you there?
Go ahead, Joel.
Yeah, so I see you have a Pan-Africanism. I see Pan-Africanism attached there.
Yes.
A major concept. And one of the things I'm thinking about, are you getting some Pan-Africanist orators that will be attending the occasion to give some speeches on Pan-Africanism? Do we expect to see some different intellectuals, historians, and whatever there?
Well, because the entire event is not going to just be history. So all of those things are blended into it. So we're not going to have like just history, because you want to tell the history, but you also want to make sure that it's not just that, because it is a reunion after all. So we do have some people. We even have a panel discussion on bridging the gap between Africans and African Americans. I'm looking forward to that. So we have quite a few people who are going to be on the panel discussion. Some will be African Americans, some will be Liberians, and we're just going to have this dialogue. How do we bridge that gap? We know there's a problem. We know there's a disconnect somewhere, but how do we fix that? And we cannot do that without having a dialogue. We have to have that conversation. It's a hard conversation to have, but it has to be had. Yeah. So that's where we are. Hold on one second. Representative Ricks is trying to get on. She can't find the email, so I'm just going to forward it to her. Hold on one quick second.
This is Joel. This is a very good. I'm impressed by what this team is doing, and I was able to watch previous videos and airtime, whatever they've been airing, publicity and all the stuff. I'm just excited that they step up to the plate, and with the news hearing that the government is coming on board, that's a plus. To make it a success, with the city mayor coming on board, because this is his thing, this is his city.
That's a city, yeah.
Right, in the first place. He should be at the forefront of this. Major Kochi, and we would love to have him on the show as well during these events to be able to talk to the people, the Liberian people. And the unique thing that I like is it's not just Liberians.
That's right.
Friends of Liberia, and those who have their roots connected with Liberia, coming from all walks of life, and they are out there. And this is a time to come and build this country for the future of our children.
Yes.
Having said that, where are the children of Mama Liberia involved into this?
Well, they're very okay. So they're very well. For example, one of the events that we're going to have that I'm very excited about is the Heritage Ball. The Heritage Ball is an evening where we come dressed in regalia from the 1800s if you want to, or you can wear something from now. It can be something from your traditional cultural wear to something of a formal evening gown. Is up to you, because it's a night of culture and history. So when you enter the ballroom, you have tables set up with the 15 different counties. Then you have one for the African American table. On those tables, you have the artifacts. But what I like about this is we're able to include the schools. So some of the children from the schools are actually doing the projects that will be displayed that evening on the tables. I'm very excited about that. We're also excited about the fact that we were able to raise $7,500 with help from 15 little girls who decided they wanted to give back to Liberia. 15 small children under the age of 10. The oldest one was 9 years old. We all sat there. We did the little queen contest thing. And then, of course, D12, the musician, he came and performed. And he was our guest. It was amazing. They raised $7,500, which allows us to give $500 to each county so that we can have a Christmas party. So we're not, it's not going to be, okay, we can't get everybody. So we pick one city in one county, and then different people are over different counties. And then you rep the county that you're over. You don't necessarily have to be from that county, but you can be, and you just represent that county. You have the children come to one location, you put women in the town, you buy the food, they cook a lot of food for the kids, and the kids just come and have fun. But the beauty of it is unity, because on Christmas Eve at 12 noon, all 15 counties will be having this Christmas party at the same time. And I'm very excited about that.
Oh,
and we'll have
wow.
programs on the radio. We want to be able to interview them and say, oh, what are you doing this Christmas Eve? Oh, we're having this party over here. And we just want to thank everybody for the food. And, you know, we're dancing, blah, blah, blah. Just so the kids can have a good time. Because like I told you before, I love kids. And we can't go there without doing that work. We have to be able to put smiles on the children's faces. After all, it's December and it's Christmas time. So that's one of the fun activities that we're going to be doing there, and it's all free. It's free. Yeah.
That was the area where I was going. All of that is the cost effectiveness, the money part of it,
yes.
And it's all free. So Liberians just need to fly and come home. And those of us who are already here, we will try to create as much awareness as we can. Where are you with the planning?
Well, we planned this thing 4 years ago, so there's not much. The 4 years ago, this thing was like, oh, we got to do it. The 200 years coming up, yada, yada, yada. So we've been planning it for a very long time. So everything is in motion. I'll go down the list of activities, which I know you've seen on the website. The first thing we have an opening on December the 19th. So in the morning, from 8 to 9, we want to commemorate those 86 people that decided we're going to go, right? Not saying that they didn't come, we wouldn't have Liberia today because people were already on the land. Just saying that part of what Liberia is, which is liberty, to be that freedom. Part of it came from the fact that these people were enslaved and now they were going back and they were going to be free. So a lot of that, our history comes from that. History is history. There's nothing you can do to change it. So these 86 people did come. So we're going to commemorate them. We're doing a 1 hour.
Are you talking about this?
Yes. So we're doing a 1 hour service at Providence Baptist Church. That's how we're going to start our opening. Everybody does not go to church. If you don't want to come, you don't have to. But people that do want to come, you come. In the small church, which was founded by Carrie and the settlers that came, we're going to have 86 people standing in the gap for the first 86 that came. So we'll have some old Negro spirituals being sang and all that good stuff. At the end of that service, I have the original roster of the people that went. So we're going to call out the names of those people. And as each name is called, we expect one person to stand in the gap for that person. Wonderful. And at the end of the service, you will find that all 86 of us are standing. That's one of the ways we're going to commemorate. After that, we're going to go down to Providence Island at 9:30. At 9:30, we're going to hold hands as a nation and pray for the entire country. We're going to pray for forgiveness. We're going to pray a prayer of thanksgiving. We're going to pray a prayer for where we're headed for these next 200 years. Where do we want to see the country? Where do we want to see our children? Where do we want to see our children's children? In the scheme of things when it comes to Liberia. I want my kids to go back. My kids were born and raised here, sure, but I want them to be a part of Liberia because that is their roots. That's where they come from. So we're going to have those prayers. After the prayer, we're going to have a reenactment of the coming of, the ex-slaves to Liberia, the local people that they met there, what they were doing at the time, because yes, people were there. We need to acknowledge the fact that people were there, right? And so while we're doing that, we're going to have an old-fashioned prayer, cassava and gravy, the usual. So while we're eating, we'll be watching the show. But it's a show that's going to talk about unity, because we want to believe the forefathers' intent was that freedom, was that unity. It's just unfortunately that the hearts of men sometimes don't go according to the way we want them to, and so sometimes they deviate from that, and other things happen in the country that led to civil war and led to other things. But the goal really is the coming together of a people. And so we're going to have that reenactment, and I know everybody's going to love it because it's a part of our history that we have to talk about. A part of that is going to be the signing of the deed, it's the selling of the land. So all of that's going to be a part of the skit. So when we're done there, people will go home. If a person paid for the Providence Island tour, then you get to stay. You take a tour of the island. Then we go back up to Providence Baptist Church where the flag was sewn. We're going to see the 7 women dressed in the old school clothing, and they're making the flag. We're going to see the 11 signers of the Declaration of Independence signing the Declaration of Independence, and we're going to have that in real time. So the people who are on the tour will get to see it live. So it's going to be very interesting. And then after that, we're going to go down to First Church, which was the first Methodist church established in Liberia. After that, we're going to go to the Presbyterian Church because those 3 churches were the first 3 established in the triangle in the city. So we'll make that triangle. Then we're going to go down to the museum to learn about our different tribes that are local there in Liberia. We're going to learn so many things from that museum. The artifacts is just amazing. Okay, amazing. Swakoko information. All of these people that you read about in the storybooks, you get to see and hear about, more about them and some of the artifacts from their area. So we'll see that in the museum. People don't even know the museum exists. Some people are like, "What museum? It's a museum." But a lot of people don't know. Huh?
I say, yeah, you so right.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know, and it's time that we know our environment and our surroundings. So how can I tell people about my country if I don't know anything about it? So the goal is to expose all of us to Liberia so that we will come back and tell people about Liberia. So when we leave from that museum, we're going to go up to Ducal Palace Hotel. It has a beautiful view of the city, but also that is where the monument of Joseph Jenkins Roberts is. So we want to be able to look at that. I keep telling people at the base of that monument, there is a painting, so to speak. And that painting has 2 groups of people. On one side, you have the local Liberians. On the other side, you have the settlers that came, and they're shaking hands. To me, that is nothing more beautiful than that, because that shows friendship, that shows unity. You know what I'm saying? And that is the goal of this event, is to unify us. And if we're going to unify, then the entire day on December 19th has to be about that unity. And that is what we're going to do with all of the events that day. And then later on in the evening, there's a women's empowerment dinner with heavy hitter women. Dr. Ericana will be speaking at that event. So will Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. So will Nakita Ricks, Minister Piso Sedita. So we've got some very strong women, and we're also going to have Cynthia Blanford, who is the Consulate General for Atlanta.
Right.
So she'll be speaking at that event. Hester Baker will be moderating the event. So it's going to be very interesting, very powerful. Women is the Women Empowerment Dinner. I'm very much looking forward to that. And then on the 20th, which is the next, we have an investment summit. We're doing it at Thomas Beach over in Marshall, because we want people to know that Liberia is just not Monrovia. There are other places. So we're going to move around the different cities. So we're going to go to Marshall. There's a private island there. It's wonderful. And we're going to do our investment summit with Dr. Arikana. The investment guru herself will be there to tell us all about it. So that is what we're doing on December 20th. We're talking about fisheries. We're talking about agriculture. We're talking about tourism. Those are the types of investments we'll be talking about. And then on the 21st, I believe we have a tour to Robertsport, because like I told you, we're going to move around. On the 22nd, we should have one to Grand Bassa County, which will be in Edina. I love it because that's where my people came from, Edina and Buchanan and all of those areas. Yeah, so we will be there, just enjoying ourselves and laying back, if you will. I love the river in that little boat, so I'm looking forward to that. I used to do it with my grandma.
It's so evident. It's so evident, Dr. Kula. I can tell from your face that you are so excited. Can't wait. Can't wait. That is good to see. And this is really a very good endeavor.
Yeah, it's been challenging putting it together, but the team has been really, really good. And I know one of the things that I'm excited for everything, but one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is that Christmas Eve with the children, because I'm going to be in Bassa, giving back to the children. My kids are coming with me for the first time to Liberia, and they'll be in Bassa giving back. They think they're going to have just fun, but they're going to be in the communities working. That's what they're going to be doing this Christmas. So, and then on Christmas Day, of course, we're going to rest. And then Christmas, December 26th, is the ball. It is a costume ball. And we have made gowns. Oh, you should see. But before we even go there, we have other events that are happening too. December the 19th as well. There's, what is it called? The Icon. So that is being put on a lot of young people are participating in that, and that's Alex Devine. So he's a part of what we're doing as well. Jonda Morris is doing Run with Liberia. That's very exciting. I can't wait. I'm looking for a dress as a matter of fact, that event. But she's hosting 4 events from December the 21st all the way to the 24th. On the 23rd is when we're going to be screening Providence. Providence is a movie that we shot in Liberia years back that categorizes a little bit of our history of how the African Americans came and the relationships that they have with a lot of our local people and where we are today and how those relationships, I don't want to say transformed the course of history, but that's what it did. And where we are now with those types of relationships. So it's a good film, and we're going to just talk about how history repeats itself. And we're going on from this, but we don't want history to continuously repeat itself. So that means we need to make a change, right? So that evening, when we're talking about bridging the gap, we will talk about some changes that we need to make as people, as individuals, before we can make it collectively. So those are some of the things that we'll be talking about, and we'll have some historians on the panel. They'll give us a full history so that we can have understanding. Then on the 27th, Michael Blackson, I don't know if you guys know Michael Blackson, the comedian. He's going to be joining us for the festivities. So he'll be in Liberia doing a little comedy show, also at John Boyce Beach. And on the 28th, we'll have a big reunion, putting meat on the grill, storytelling for the children, swimming, horseback riding, all of that stuff at Wookie Farms. On the 29th, we'll be down at Libasa. Libasa will be hosting us. There'll be a little Year of the Diaspora beach party, so to speak. So we'll be on the beach. We can come and hang out. We'll be doing that. Let me see what else is happening. On the 30th, I believe we're going to Potawatomi Waterfall for a tour, which is a very exciting time. Then the 31st, there are a series of...
Dr. Kula, let me interject something before it slipped out of my mind. With Liberians coming home, and those who do not even understand or know Liberia, but they are taking, I would say, the risk to come in, quote unquote. With regards to reservation, lodging, reservation and lodging for someone who's coming for the first time. How can you help our viewers out there when it comes to hotels, booking hotels and stuff like that?
All of that's on the website. All of that's on the website. If you click underneath the package, you see the different hotels that we have spoken to. We have partnerships
with
on the website. www.lib yearofthediaspora.org.
www.lib.
I'm sorry, hold on one second. Ooh,
very nice. It's a nice website.
Thank you. It was built by Henry Treku. He's on our team. And he's in
year of day.
Huh?
The website again for our viewers.
www.lib year, like YEAR of the DIASPORA diaspora.org.
There you go. Yeah. That's good.
You have it?
Viewers out there.
Okay, I don't see Representative Riggs. I sent her the thing. Hopefully she'll pop on here. Yeah. So we help with hotels. We help with just about everything. For the days of the tours, if people sign up for the tours, we'll give them the location to meet. We have 2 locations that you can meet, but you need to make sure you sign up with the tour, and we're aware that you're meeting at those locations. We get on the bus, whatever bus we're using for the tour will take us to the tour. So that's what we're doing.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
So you made a very you're talking about the children, and that's one important thing I want to talk about. And that is, we have a lot of our children born in the US, and what activity are you planning to make sure it captivate our children, those who will be seeing it, watching it on television, so they can see that, hey, we have an origin, we have an identity, and that is Liberia. What are the activities you're planning for the kids?
Oh, well, most of the activities I'm telling you about is also for children, like the reunion, for example. A lot of our children have not heard those stories that we heard. I remember as a kid sitting at my grandmother's feet, hearing why spiders' waist is so small. Hearing, all kinds of stories. It passed down so many things, generation to generation, through stories. So our kids will have an opportunity to listen to some of those stories. And we're making videos of all of this for children who will not make this trip. So when we come back, we can tell them about it. We're going into the community so they can see us work in the community, see us talking with other children, what the other children are doing in Liberia, kids who are their age group. We have beach days planned for them. We have family days and family events as well planned. So all of those things are going to add to it. And then, of course, the historical piece, we're making it fun. Not like when they go to Providence Island, it's not just some boring thing. It's going to be a fun skit. And you're going to learn, even though it's going to be a fun activity, but you're going to learn from. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Now,
to Joy, just one sec.
yeah.
Just trying to let our viewers know out there, if you're watching us live from Talk TV Media Network. Today we are talking about the Bi-Centennial program that will be coming up for Liberia. We are asking all Liberians and friends of Liberia, uh, however way or whatever way you are connected to Liberia. This is a big program coming up. We love to have you in Liberia, be a part of the celebration, and we have the team here discussing the event. The numbers on the screen will open the lines to our viewers. If you have a question, you need to call in. You can call in. Those of you in Liberia, you can call in to the Liberian number as well and ask whatever question. The website is out there on the screen. You can follow that link and and get updates when it comes to the programs that will be coming up. Um, uh, However, we will take a 20-second break just to showcase and tell uh, our Liberians, what we are doing when it comes to welcoming them home. Are you guys hearing that music?
No.
Okay. Well, go ahead. So that you can go ahead, Joel. In the meantime, while
Yeah. So
I finish that setup, I just have power failure quick
we
from the.
we talking about the bicentennial. Looking at the years we've spent as a country since we established, what do you think are some of the things that we should be looking at, counting as achievement, and what are some of the things you think we should be looking at in the next century as things that we need to work on as a country?
Well, if you're starting from the 200-year mark, then definitely the Pan-Africanism, because back in those days, Liberia was the epitome of what, you know, all Africans, which is we were looking up to Liberia. We had people coming from Liberia, Ghana, Cameroon, this place, that place. Even my mother's dad came from Benin, and he met my grandmother in Liberia, and the rest is history. But the Pan-Africanism, the fact that Liberia was able to help with that slave trade, make sure the slave trade stopped. Because had it not gone, who knows if it was going to stop. Because these people were sent back, America had to step in, make sure that, we're not trying to re-enslave the people, because that would not have been the right thing to do. And then having Tubman and some of the other presidents participate or even help start with the OAU and all. Our Liberia did a lot, okay, for African history, and we need to celebrate that. I mean, so many people came and made Liberia their home or their second home, if you will. I'm talking about Mary Makeba came, Janetta Cole from here in the U.S. She came. Musicians. Tequila was so many different people. I can't remember all the names. Even John Amos was there at a point, and John Amos is coming with us. We're very excited to celebrate him as well. So he's coming with us on this trip. It should be very interesting. He hasn't been there since the 70s, but when he talks of Liberia, you just like, wow, where is that place again? And we're trying to get that back. So for the future, that is what we're looking to do, to get back to old Liberia and then some. Get back to the way we used to be. You know what I mean? And look forward to having our children be a part of this new Liberia. So those are the goals. We want to see Liberia stand on its feet. We want to see Liberia benefit from all of its natural resources instead of letting other people come and steal it. We want to see Liberia give back to even people in the diaspora. And we say, oh, Liberia doesn't do anything for us. But yeah, guess what? We in the diaspora have to give back to that country as well. And I know there will come a time when Liberia itself will be able to help its diasporans who might need help. So the goal is to go there and build back up what was already started. So, and those are the things I look forward to seeing through this celebration with the investors that are coming, with the people that we're looking to help us, because there are some really good investors that are coming. They are interested in Liberia. They want to see what Liberia has to offer. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
That's very beautiful. Are you guys hearing me? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I didn't want to talk, bring any politics into this, but I'm still feel a little compelled to ask you, with Liberians coming home, and the fight with dual citizenship has been ongoing, all of this, and Liberians are saying, how can I come home when I'm having issues? The government is having issues with dual citizenship. What do you stand on that? Do you think there should be a dual citizenship set up
Oh,
where
sure. I mean,
Liberians should come?
everybody wants dual citizenship. I don't think it has to be there already for us to come home. It's like your home. You can come anytime you want, but I do believe that we're moving toward dual citizenship. I've seen a lot of good things happen this last couple of months. I'm very excited for it. Mr. Wetty has been working very, very hard to make sure that this happens. And I've seen the openness. You know, it was even on the ballots last year, you know, the last ballot. So maybe it was, we didn't get to all the villages or all the different places to talk about it as much. I don't know why it didn't pass, but I'm hopeful that things are looking up, because the fact that we've been told that we can get passports, that's a plus. That's a good thing.
Right.
That's a good thing. So we need to take that. You know, Rome was not built in a day. So as they're working out the kinks, hey, we're here to do the year of the diaspora. We're here to participate in the Bi-Centennial. We're here to show that we're one. Whether we're in the diaspora or we're on ground, we're one. So for me, that's the key thing. And I know that the dual citizenship will become a thing pretty soon. Yes.
Yeah. And I think these are the things, kind of things, easy things that will help to develop the country as well. Hats off to Werty, because me, as a Liberian community leader here in Oklahoma, you know, we've been working with him on numerous occasions to be able to, you know, he's been in there trying to push things for us on behalf of these organizations. So that's highly appreciated of him.
Well, yeah, he's done a great job.
What other information do you think you have for our listening audience when it comes to these programs?
I want to encourage everybody to come out and be a part. Come out and be a part. Yeah, some of the activities we have to charge money for, because Liberia is very expensive. We have to pay people to do this. We have to do that. But, you know, we just want people to come out and enjoy themselves, have a great time. We are looking forward to reuniting with our people on ground. So I know definitely it's going to be something special. We're encouraging people to come out to the investment summit. Don't say, oh, I don't have the money now, blah, blah, blah. You should still come out. There's a lot that we can do if we do it together. And so that's why I'm hoping that people will come to the investment summit. You might just meet somebody who is saying the same thing. I want to do it, but I don't have any money. And you and that person come together. Hey, let's strike these numbers. And then before you know it, you're doing some fisheries. You're into agriculture. You're into all those different things.
Right. Yeah. Liberia is a fertile land. Liberia is really been blessed. It's very rich. And Liberians need to realize that.
Yeah.
And with safety, security on the ground provided by the government, that assurance is all Liberians and the general populace need to be able to come home and invest. Joel?
Yes. So, Dr. Kula,
yes,
this, you know, you've been explaining, and in my mind, I'm just having the picture of what this occasion would be, and from all indications, it's going to be a very great occasion. But have you invited some of the international media, because you know this could be a very good moment to showcase the country. A lot of people can get in touch with our rich history. Are you engaged with some media institutions?
There's a really big name. I'm not saying any names, but we were going to try to take him for December. But you know, December is, you need to be with your family, all that good stuff. But there's a very big African American figure that we will be trying to take to Liberia in February, and he will do a phenomenal job helping us promote and do a lot of things. So trust me, we've explored every possibility. We've got some journalists that will also come in February, because like I said, December is family time for a lot of people. So, and then with, the whole virus thing, a lot of people are just wanting to stay here for now. So there will be a lot more people. You guys will get a whim of it pretty soon. Don't worry. Yeah.
That's good. That's good to hear. And talking about the food, man, tell our people, Liberian people, I feel like we have the best of food in the world.
And we do. We sure do.
The pepper soup, the cassava leaf, the palm butter, all of that good food. Potato greens, jollof rice. We just need to tell our people, come, food. There's enough food here for you Liberians and our guests that will be coming to celebrate with us. Those of us who have the opportunity to cook food for our friends in America to eat, they know how it tastes. So they need to come where it's come from, the root of it, so they can see. Because it's part of the culture, right? If we're giving a lot of them cassava leaf to eat. But come and see the root itself, the cassava stick.
Yeah.
Come and see where the potato green, what it looks like, how we grow it. Come and see the palm butter that they love to enjoy. How it's cultivated. All of that. So it's all part of history to be able to realize, for them to know that you eat the cassava leaf, you can eat the cassava from the root itself, all of that, the fufu and soup, it all comes out of the cassava, all of it. So that is all part of history. I'm fortunate, to have all my kids born in America, and these kids, I've taught them the culture so much that there's not a day they don't eat rice and soup.
Of course.
My
kids love it as well.
Now, if they don't eat rice and soup, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. They'll tell you they have not eaten all day. They'll tell you, I haven't eaten all day because they didn't have that right. Trust me, I know.
So I can't wait to bring them down so they can see, and experience the culture, the colloquial, how we speak, the jargons here. It's all part of the culture.
Oh yeah,
culture is very unique. I know time is fast spent for us. On this show, it's an hour show for every Friday, but for our listeners out there, we'll share as much information as we can share. Dr. Kula, you've done a lot for us, and we do not take this for granted, having you on the show. We really have to appreciate that, and we'll try to share as much as we can. However, if you have anything else to say, or there's anything you have from your end, Bimba, to ask questions, this is the time. So, our biggest enemy is ticking.
Yep.
Dr. Kula, just I know you said you try to involve a lot of the young people. Although I would not consider myself to be young, but I was born at a time when we had I consider myself to be a Civil War kid, because most of my childhood was a Civil War childhood. But in your reflecting and looking back, what are some of those great moments when you were a child back in Liberia that you miss and you still want to reconnect with, and you think that it's no longer there again?
I came to America when I was very small. I was very small when I came to America, but one of my favorite memories is crossing that river with my grandma, the one I told you about, that small water in Edina. Those are one of the memories that have always stayed with me. And I remember when I went back to Edina, a cousin and I have gone together, and we got on this boat, and it was like a flashback. I've been here before. And then I remember it was that river that I used to cross with my grandma when she would go to visit her people in Edina, because at this point was now living in the city, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes we're in Buchanan, which is where I was born, but she used to go back and forth. She would take me with her on that riverboat. And that memory, when I got to that little water, is when it came to me like, wow, I've been here before. And it was just an amazing time. And I really want that again. And I want my children to have it. When we go up to Patawi Waterfall, I want them to see all of that. So I'm very excited, for that. But that's one of the memories that I do remember. Pretty much.
Wow. So that's one right there. Tell us about this. Some of these.
Oh, those are the activities. Those are the ones I told you about. So Providence movie screening is here. A prayer for the nation is where we're holding hands on Providence Island.
Right.
We've got the Michael Blackson show. We've got the Heritage Costume Ball. That's the hot ticket item. Everybody's trying to go to that because we get to dress up, you know, which is a good thing. We get to dress up and do all that fun stuff. Mm-hmm. So all of us are looking forward to that. It should be very, very interesting. Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. Are t-shirts being sold, like t-shirts like this for people?
Yeah, the t-shirts are $20.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's $20.
And this is the front, and this is the back. I was.
And we're actually going to change the back a little bit, but that for now, that's the back. But we might make a change.
So,
we're going to make a change.
are these can all these be purchased from the website, or how do people?
Yes, you can. We prefer that you do Cash App or Zelle, but there is a link there that you can click on if you want to pay online.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, folks, this is it. You can reach out there. Enough information is out there on the website for you to purchase and dig deep, get the best of information, whatever your inquiries are when it comes to the year of the diaspora. Liberians coming home to build, to unite, to do the best that we can do for Mama Liberia.
Yeah.
Today has been our show with Dr. Kula. The rest of the team couldn't make it, maybe due to other engagements. But we'll try to see if we are opportune to be able to cover as much as we can cover all the events.
No problem.
Here. I can't wait for all the big food, all the good food. You know, and family. There's so much history. A lot you talked about tonight, literally as a Liberian, that you know I have lost track.
Yeah.
You know,
and a lot of the team are out of the country, so a lot of them couldn't be. I think only 2 of us are in the States, me and Representative Ricks. But everybody else just spread out all in different countries, and the time difference is a nightmare. Because in the UK right now, it's past 12 midnight. So really late. Mr. Henry wanted to come, but it was kind of late for him, and the people in Liberia, it's kind of late for them. So, yeah.
Well, Joel, anything else you have to say before we take leave of Dr. Kula?
Just want to say, may God bless the team, the hard work, and wish you a very great planning and everything a success. And encourage all Liberians who are hearing our voice to join and provide support to this particular cause.
Okay, we appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys, for having me.
Yeah.
Any final word, Dr. Kula? That was what I was going to say.
No, we're just excited. We thank you guys, of course, for inviting us, and we're very excited to be doing this. And we pray that everybody that will be in Liberia this December will attend the events, learn so much about the history and culture of Liberia, get to meet new people, especially at the family reunion. We'll all get to meet people that we may not have known. We may even see a cousin or two that we knew back in the 80s. We didn't know that person had come back to Liberia. It is a time for us to get reconnect. It's a good way, it's a good segue into our Bi-Centennial for next year. So we're looking forward to it, and we welcome everybody to be a part. And again, I say thank you and good night.
I say amen to that.
All right.
Thank you very much. And we'll keep in touch. And I can't wait to see you down here.
I will be there soon. See you then.
All right. You be blessed.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Folks, there you have it. The year of the diaspora. Coming home. Come home and have fun. Come on and learn your history.